own decision. We must bear to save our country from going under and take our resources away from the stranglehold of a few unpatriotic elements. Painfully, I have asked you, my compatriots, to sacrifice a little more for the survival of our country. For your trust and belief in us, I assure you that your sacrifice shall not be in vain. The government I lead will repay you through massive investment in transportation, infrastructure, education, regular power supply, healthcare, and other public utilities that will improve the quality of lives. The democracy MK Abiola died for is one that promotes the welfare of the people over personal interests of the ruling class, and one where the governed can find personal fulfillment and happiness.
President Bola Tinubu, in his Democracy Day broadcast to the people. In a related development, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has urged all Nigerians to put their hands on deck and ensure President Bola Tinubu succeeds in his drive to build a new Nigeria. Governor Abiodun stated this during the June 12 Democracy Day celebration held at MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta, where he noted that his administration has changed the paradigm of governance in the state. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Daniel reports.
June 12, 1993 has remained a talking point in the history of Nigeria's political journey. One man central to this remained late MKO Abiola, particularly for his place and role in the struggle of the enthronement of democracy in the country. For this, Ogun State government joined the rest of the nation in celebrating the day, which symbolizes the struggle. The MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto Abeokuta, hosted the celebration as Governor Dapo Abiodun reviewed much past by various institutions, groups, associations, and the civil society. In his speech, Governor Abiodun said, no matter the challenges, the struggle for the actualization of June 12 election after its annulment must not be in vain, adding that all hands must be on deck to support President Bola Tinubu in his quest to ensure a new Nigeria.
All hands must be on deck to support and make our president succeed on this journey to a new Nigeria. Like they say, there is no gain without some pain. Some of the recent policies, like the subsidy removal, may cause us some initial convenience, but we must persevere, as the benefits far outweigh whatever it is we are sacrificing.
The governor also reiterated the building our future together agenda of his administration through the Ishaya mantra, saying it is directed at increased prosperity for the people of Ogun State, irrespective of age, gender, location, or political affiliation.
We have changed the paradigm of government in Ogun State with inclusive ideology and a new order of development in which every individual is important to our developmental agenda. We completely believe in the virtues that democracy offers. We have faith in the ability of the people to freely choose their leaders in an atmosphere free of rancor and coercion.
He also noted that the ingenuity and selfless disposition of late MKO Abiola, who fought with determination and conviction, gave Nigeria a stable democratic system since the beginning of the Fourth Republic in 1999. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
In the meantime, the hope of a better Nigeria that was dashed by the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election has now been renewed with the emergence of Bola Tinubu as the president of the nation. These were the opinions of some people who were at the 2023 edition of the June 12 Democracy Day celebration held at the MKO Abiola International Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta. Matthew Shoumi completes the report.
Ogun State rolled out the drums to remember and celebrate the sacrifice of a great son of the state who made a supreme sacrifice for democracy to come alive after 3 decades. Those who witnessed the era recall their experience with nostalgia and a note of appreciation for the eventual recognition of MKO Abiola as the winner of the election, while others believe the nation has reasons to celebrate the day given how the journey to democracy has been.
One of the vehement and pro-democracy activists, now as the president of Nigeria. So it's a good thing.
We were building a Catholic church in Kawo, Kaduna. I was in Jaji then. Bella from nowhere heard of this and reached the church, completed the church.
Because these people left some legacy, which we are following today. Now, what legacy are we going to leave behind?
June 12, when everybody came out to vote, and we voted. But at the last time, somebody annulled the election.
I happen to be the official designer of Chief MKO Abiola 30 years ago. Today, I am still the official designer of Asiwaju, and let me tell you about Asiwaju. Give him another 2 years, we will lay a solid foundation. Another 2 years, we will build skyscraper.
Representatives of workers' unions, political class, social groups, and others are of the opinion that the Tinubu presidency is a unique opportunity to realize the dream of June 12.
We are happy. That's why we are here today, to leave whatever we are doing to come and celebrate the June 12 parade.
June 12 is a day that is very, very significant in Yoruba land. When you see a person that is working towards the development of the state, you have to give him a full support. So I'm supporting him because he's working and he's giving us what we need in the state.
Although he was not in government then, but he played an active role by putting to the administration of General Muhammadu Buhari retired to recognize June 12. Thank God is the affair of the government of Nigeria now. The Hausa, the Igbo, the Yoruba, every one of us stand up behind a man, and we voted for him. And one of the people that struggled for the actualization of June 12 during that time is the person we have as president of Nigeria today. And to God make the glory today, Yoruba man is now the president. The program which the MKO Abiola has for us is going to be implemented.
Another historical moment in the nation's democratic experience as the soul of MKO Abiola again looks down from heavens to behold how his sacrifice is being immortalized by his people. Matthew Showme, OGTV News.
Meanwhile, the present administration in Ogun State will not stop according necessary recognition and support to the family of late Chief Moshood Kashimawo Lawale Abiola, the acclaimed winner of the 1993 June 12 presidential election. Deputy Governor Engineer Naimot Salako Oyedele reiterated these at the annual Islamic prayers held for the late politician and business mogul at the family house in Ojagbu, Bagura in Abeokuta North local government area of the state. Elizabeth Esson reports.
30 years ago, the presidential election, adjudged the fiercest and the fairest in the history of Nigeria, was annulled by the then military government, with Chief Moshood Kashimawo Lawale Abiola acclaimed winner of the election. 3 years ago, former President Muhammadu Buhari recognized the struggle of late MKO Abiola and acknowledged him as the winner of the election by declaring June 12 of every year Nigeria's Democracy Day, while a posthumous honor of GCFR was awarded him yearly. The Ogun State government organizes prayers at the late politician's family house for the repose of his soul and to also identify with the family.
We are assured that the government and people of Nigeria will always look back on that day and look back on Bashir Abiola as the person who has guided democracy to where we are today. And they should be proud to be the legacy of this symbol of hope and symbol of democracy in Nigeria, and continue to keep democratic elected governments on their toes as we deliver for our people in every state.
The prayers this year were conducted by the Mufasir of Bagura land, Alhaji Dawood Toriola, alongside Islamic clerics from Bagura. Speaking on behalf of the Abiola family, Oyebola Abiola, the secretary to the family, appreciated the government both at the federal and state levels and urged them to do more to make MK Abiola's struggle for true democracy a reality in Nigeria.
I really appreciate that the government will continue to uphold this day as a day that, every Nigerian that, one way or the other lay down their lives will always continue to cherish, for life. And we hope that, God's willing, this government will use the opportunity, to be able to secure, opportunities for not only the Abiola family, but the generality of Nigeria.
The Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimo Salakoyu, led other top government functionaries to the ceremony, as well as body of permanent secretaries led by the head of service, Mr. Kolawole Fagbon. Elizabeth Eson, OGTV News.
Still on the June 12 celebration, Ogun State Muslims pilgrims, Ogun State pilgrims who are currently performing holy pilgrimage in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, have joined the rest of Nigerians to mark the celebration of June 12 as Democracy Day with a special prayer for the repose of the soul of the winner of the acclaimed June 12, 1993 presidential election, Chief Moshood Kashimawo Lawale Abiola, 30 years after. Benga Dikoya, who is with the team in Saudi Arabia, reports that prayers organized by the State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board saw some key members of the board pray and as well speak on the Islamic perspective of the life and times of Chief MK Abiola. Speaking on the significance of the day and what brought about the special prayers, the chairman of the ad hoc committee Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, Dr. Tajuddin Ashayi, and member of the committee, Alhaji Tunde Olatunjoye, who doubles as chairman Information Management Committee, said Chief MK Abiola was a true icon who laid down his life for true democracy. Pilgrims from Ogun State are currently at Surakat Akar Hotel, one of the biggest and closest to Aram along Real Bash area of Mecca, Saudi Arabia. He has left his name in the sense of time and the June 12, 1993 presidential election, which he was adjudged to have won, has remained a watershed in the history of Nigerian elections. Chief MK Abiola, a free mixer, business mogul, a musician and politician, was a Pan-African who came ahead of his time. Fora Adesanwo revisits the June 12 election, which many believed is the pivot of the Fourth Republic.
Chief Moshood Abiola's humble background was to a large extent responsible for his success story, either as a student, an accountant, a businessman, a sportsman, a politician, a statesman, a philosopher, or a musician. A free mixer and philanthropist, Chief MK Abiola crisscrossed the entire country, Nigeria, day and night, canvassing for votes and support of all Nigerians in his bid to become the President of Nigeria in 1993. The Just Convention of the defunct Social Democratic Party was a major hurdle he had to cross. After backslapping and horse-trading meetings and agreements, MK Abiola emerged the presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party. Abiola's staunch opponent in the defunct Social Democratic Party presidential primaries, Alhaji Babagana Kingibe, was named as the vice presidential candidate of the SDP, hereby making Abiola's ticket a Muslim ticket. On the day of the election, Saturday, June 12, 1993, there was no violence, no riots, no single drop of rains, and Nigerians came out en masse to vote for the candidate of their choice. The results of the open election were trickling in, and Abiola Kingibe had won. across ethnic divides of Nigeria, including Kano State, which was the home state of Alhaji Bashir Tofa, the presidential candidate of the National Republican Convention, and Enugu State, which was the home state of Dr. Sylvester Ugo, his running mate. Surprisingly, a faceless organization, the Association for Better Nigerians, ABN, went to court, sought and got an injunction refraining further announcement of the election results. Nigerians took to the street, calling for the announcement of the entire results and declaration of Bashir MKO Abiola, who was believed to have won the election, as a winner.
The interim government was set up. My whole hope was that idea was to put it up, reconduct another election, and then the issue of Joshua will have been, based on my belief, would have been settled after waiting for a period of 6 months to have another rerun of the election.
I say categorically that this decision is unfair, unjust, and consequently unacceptable.
The protests against the election branded economic activities in virtually every part of the country, and the military president of Nigeria, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, stepped aside, paving way for an industrialist, Chief Ernest Shoneko, to head the interim national government. With the emergence of Chief Shoneko as the interim head of state, social crusaders, human rights activists, trade unions like NUT, NUJ, ASU, NUPINC, and NLC, with the support of the National Democratic Coalition NADECO, vowed to stop the anomaly and ensure Chief MKO Abiola's mandate was revalidated. The struggle for the revalidation of the freely given mandate of Chief MKO Abiola took him abroad, and when he came back, he led his supporters to Ekpetedo area of Lagos State, where he declared himself the president of Nigeria.
A price was placed on his head by the Abacha regime, who are taking over from Chief Shoneko.
I'm speaking from my car. I'm being taken to detention.
He was held captive till his death in 1998. Adefowura Adesanwo, OGTV News.
As Nigeria commemorates the 78th anniversary of the historic June 12, 1993 presidential election, which was annulled by the military, Ogun Central Senatorial District Senator-elect Shuaib Afolabi Salisu has pledged to champion the vision and ideas of the late Chief Moshood Kashima Wolawale Abiola at the national level. The senator-elect, who will represent MKO Abiola Senatorial District in the 10th National Assembly starting on June 13, promised to realize Abiola's vision for quality representation, noting that Ogun Central Senatorial District will soon begin to experience the manifestation of some of those lofty initiatives and ideas that made MKO Abiola beacon of hope. According to a statement by his media aide, Adetunji Adeteye, Salisu said the June 12 celebration symbolic and historic not only in the political circle but in Ibaland, Ogun State, and Nigeria as a whole. While paying tribute to the late era of democracy, Salisu acknowledges that the fight for the sustenance of Nigeria's democracy is an ongoing struggle that requires the commitment of all those who cherish freedom and justice. He adds that Chief MKO Abiola's courage, resilience, and belief in the transformative power of democracy are celebrated in Ogun Central Senatorial District, while urging everyone to firmly hold on to the principles for which Abiola valiantly fought. Still ahead in the news, Child State will hold on Tuesday, 13th June 2023, following the dissolution of the 9th Assembly and the issuance of proclamation for the holding of the first session of the 10th Assembly by Governor Dapo Abiodun. A statement by the clerk and head of legislative service, DG Adeyemo, indicated that the inauguration, which was in line with Section 105, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, would include election of presiding officers, the administration of oath on members-elect from the 26 states constituencies. According to the statement, the event will take place at the Allied Chamber of the Assembly Complex, Okemoso, at 10 in the morning prompt. The statement further enjoined the members-elect, guests, and other government functionaries to be seated by 9:30 in the morning. Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Audi, has appealed to Nigerians to join in the fight against insecurity in order to sustain the nation's democratic ideals. Dr. Audi gave the charge in Abuja while briefing officers and men at the Corps' national headquarters in commemoration of this year's Democracy Day. He said it was imperative for citizens to support President Bola Tinubu's administration by embracing his policies and programs for a better Nigeria. Dr. Audi noted that security agencies require the cooperation and support of citizens to effectively ensure national security. The CG called on government at all levels to give maximum support to security agencies to function effectively in crime fighting and prevention. He also advocated the need for security agencies to heed the advice of President Tinubu on synergy and collaboration. Today is World Day Against Child Labor, a day set aside to serve as a catalyst for the growing worldwide movement against child labor. In this special report, child advocates said one of the important steps that can be taken to tackle child labor is to invest in education. Bolaji Sampson completes the report.
According to a report by the International Labour Organization, ILO, about 160 million children are actively engaged in child labor globally. Many children in Nigeria are forced to work in dangerous and exploitative conditions, depriving them of their childhood and putting their health and safety at risk. A child advocate who has saddled with the responsibility to encourage empowerment of children and uphold their rights said the consequences of child labor are severe and long-lasting, as children who are forced to work at a young age are denied the opportunity to receive education and develop the skills they need to succeed in life.
Mismanagement of children, using them unnecessarily, misusing children as a child labor. What they are not supposed to do, you make them do it. Make them do unnecessary things like hawking, and some of them go about in hotels in selling things in the hotel, and once they're selling in that place, people take advantage of children and use them for unnecessary things.
Child labor is making use of underage children to carry out those activities, assignments, and labor meant for the adults, especially under coercive instructions.
To tackle the menace of child labor in the society, they suggested an increase in access to education and vocational training, improved working conditions for adult, and enforcement of laws that prohibit child labor.
Some of them doing their hockey, they will get to a place where they are showing different kinds of film. They will put out their market, they will be washing. Some of them, they learn pickpocketing. So by the time children grow up with pickpockets, that is, they will now become armed robbers. They will now become torn in the flesh of their parents.
Take for instance people that adopt these children as house helps and the likes. We have so many around, even in the homes of high net worth individuals. As long as they continue using these children for what they are using them for therefore the business will continue to thrive.
We have all these basic fundamental rights as affects human beings generally, but because of the vulnerability of a child, the age, the innocence, the ignorance and everything, there are a lot of specialized laws to take care of a child in a way to protect them, to guarantee a decent upbringing, particularly by the parents.
They concluded the government must take urgent steps to address this issue and ensure that children are protected from exploitation and abuse. Bolaji Samson, OGTV News.
President Bola Tinubu has signed the Students' Loan Bill into law, and aide to the President, Dele Alake, disclosed this to State House correspondents. The bill will enable Nigerian students to access loans at interest-free rates. The piece of legislation passed second reading at the House of Representatives on May 25, 2023. Ogun State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology has announced that the 2023 Basic Education Certificate Secondary Schools Examination has been scheduled to commence from Monday 19th June to Monday 26th June 2023. A statement by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mrs. Abosade Ogunleye, principals are expected to make adequate arrangements towards the successful conduct of the examination, while learners are enjoined to comport themselves well during the examination. The statement adds that any candidate who did not register online for the examination will not be allowed to write the examination. The ministry says necessary machinery towards a hitch-free conduct of the examination has been put in place. Heads of 18 Ogbo communities in Otogbele local government area of Ogun State have brokered a peace deal with students and staff of the Taisho College University of Education Ijagun Ijebode. The people assured the university authorities that they will coexist peacefully with the staff and students of the university. Details of the peace agreement are presented in those reports. We'll bring you pictures of the reports later in the course of the bulletin. The federal government has alerted the public on the outbreak of anthrax disease in some neighboring countries within the West African sub-region. Dr. Ernest Umakehe, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, announced this in a statement in Abuja on Monday. He said that the affected countries are northern Ghana, bordering Burkina Faso and Togo. Umakehe said that the disease, which had claimed some lives, is a bacterial disease that affects both animals and man. He said that anthrax spores are naturally found in the soil and commonly affect domestic and wild animals. Umakehe said that people could get infected with anthrax spores if they come in contact with infected animals or contaminated animal products. Enquiries have been showered on the wife of the former Ekiti State Governor, Erilibisi Adeleye Fayemi, as a church Thanksgiving service held in honor of her 60th birthday. Margaret Okunlola reports that dignitaries from foreign past and 7 governors with their wives, including the wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, graced the occasion. A report.
It was a roll call of governors and their wives, as well as notable dignitaries who thronged Lagos for the celebration of 60 years of impactful life of wife of former Ekiti State Governor Adeleye Fayemi. All Souls Church, Diocese of Lagos, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, was the venue of the Thanksgiving, as former and serving governors across the country and their wives, including wife of Ogun State Governor Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, were not left out in the celebration, as well as royal fathers, captains of industry across all sectors, family and well-wishers. The supervising bishop, Right Reverend James Odedeji, likened the celebrants to a palm tree, ancient, yet all its products are essential for human health. The celebrant read the only Bible passage. A prayer session for God to grant her longevity as she continues her humanitarian works was held for her and family. Then moved to the purple dinner, where the narrative was not different. Spouse of the celebrant, a two-time governor in Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, spoke on the uniqueness of Adeleye Fayemi, and on behalf of the celebrant and the family, thanked all dignitaries present.
I couldn't imagine where I would have been now if she hadn't been beside me in the last 36 years.
Adeleye Fayemi was born on 11th of June, a feminist activist, a gender development specialist, policy advocate, social change philanthropist, and resource mobilization expert, as well as a writer, has relentlessly been in the vanguard of championing a desired change in society. OGTV.
Wife of the Bishop of Diocese of Ijebu North, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Mrs. Victoria Abeokuta, has celebrated her 65th birthday in grand style. Wife of Secretary to the State Government, Mrs. Dere Talabi, extolled the virtues of the celebrant, saying she is one in a million and a supportive pillar. Margaret Okunlola was at the Cathedral of St. Matthew, Ijebu. A report.
Members of Diocese of Ijebu North, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, rolled out the drums to celebrate the spiritual matriarch of the diocese, Mrs. Victoria Abeokuta, at 65. The Bishop of Ijebu Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Peter Rotimi Oludipe, charged the congregants to continually have the heart of gratitude in every situation. Wife of the Secretary to Ogun State Government, Mrs. Dere Talabi, husband of the celebrant, Right Reverend Solomon Kupunu, alongside other dignitaries present, extolled the virtues of the celebrant.
It's not something you can do on your own. Once you are a priest, you need somebody to support you at home and even at work. and that is what he has been to me. A very solid support.
Bishop Kupolu also is lucky to have her. For her celebrating 65 years on earth could only be by the grace of God. And that is an exemplary even show of a couple that serves God together.
She's a very prayerful woman and very dedicated to. I wish her more years.
Popularly called Mama Ijebu North, the celebrant expressed gratitude as she revealed her source of strength.
My own strength comes from God. I believe in God. Whatever we do, when we have faith in you, we trust in you, we will do it for us.
In attendance were members of Spouses of Ogun State Government Functionaries Association, SOSFA, led to the venue by wife of Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mrs. Bolanle Uluomo, to celebrate with Mrs. Victoria Ekundayo Kupunu. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
Congratulations to the duo who now took the report on Southside. Heads of 18 Ogbo communities in the Dogboli local government area of Ogun State have brokered a peace deal with students and staff of the Taisholari University of Education, Ijagun Ijebu-Ode. The people assured the university authorities that they would coexist peacefully with the staff and students of the university. Details of the peace agreement are presented in this package.
Lasting peace has been restored to the Imawaje community in Odogboli local government area of Ogun State. Key players in the community have resolved to live in peace with the students and non-indigenous with a promise to remain accommodating and good hosts.
Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àti pásítọ̀ lójú pé kò ní sí wàhálà, kò ní sí ìdààmú wọn. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, àwọn ọmọ ní gbogbo wọn máa ṣe oríire. A mú wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ tiwa náà ni, ṣùgbọ́n ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Ọlọ́run àtúbọ̀ gba gbogbo ògbó.
Wọ́n á pé ń dá yín lójú pé Ogbo community is a peaceful community. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí ilé ìjẹ́ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ àti bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run kò ní sí bọ́ọ̀mù sí omi òtó mọ́. Gbogbo àwọn community tí ó wà lóko gbogbo wa láti gbà pé yunifásitì jẹ́ ohun èlò ńlá fún wa.
Apparently showing remorse over the event that led to the civil disturbances in the area recently, some of the community leaders promised to synergize with the university authorities to promote peaceful coexistence. The Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Banjo, commended the initiative and revealed that the security architecture of the university and the community will be enhanced.
All of the community assured the university and the government that whenever the students are back to the campus and to the various community, there won't be any problem again. So I want to say that by now, the situation now is under control, and we pray that God will be with the parents of the deceased, and we pray that such occurrence will not witness it here again.
The university was shut down in the wake of the uprising, which led to the death of a 300-level student.
Up next is business news. Stay with us.
Welcome to the business segment of the news.